Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Hola Trader Stories podcast. Today, we're joined by a very special guest, Chidozi from Nigeria, who recently came very high up, I think rank 17 in our competition, and he won the two-step Prime account, a 5K Prime account, that is, with Match Trader and weekly payouts. So today he's here. We're going to have a quick chat about his trading, his strategies, etc. Chidozi, thank you for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you doing today? Are you feeling good for, doing so well in the competition?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty great.
Awesome. Good to hear. So Chidozi, we're just going to get straight into it. Would you like to share how you became a trader? What got you into trading in the first place?
So I actually saw videos on YouTube about trading. Then I started searching about it and I started watching videos and getting more information about trading and started learning strategies and how to trade. Then 2023, last year, April, I placed my first trade. Then it was a loss actually. Then I had to find a mentor to mentor me. And that's how I started trading.
Awesome. When did you actually start? What year was it when you started?
It was 2023 April.
Oh, 2023. Okay. So yeah, you've done very well that in under 2 years, I would say, because, we're still at the beginning of 2025, under 2 years, and you've already, picked it up so well. I think that's incredibly, that's really good. So hats off to you. So you won the two-step Prime account and you ranked number 17 in this competition, which is phenomenal because there's hundreds and hundreds of people who joined. Would you like to share a little bit about, the trading strategy you used to do so well, if you don't mind, of course?
Okay, I actually trade supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so, awesome.
Yeah.
So supply and demand, awesome. So you're looking for obviously, supply zones, demand zones. How do you spot those supply and demand zones?
So actually wait for price to, if price is in a bullish phase, I wait for price to break structure to the upside. Mm-hmm. Then when it pulls back to that key level, and I look for my entries on lower time frames.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So essentially, you're reading the market structure as well. You're looking for, areas that are you just looking for bullish opportunities, or bearish as well?
I'm looking for bullish opportunities because the market is actually bullish.
Okay, nice. And which instrument is it that you mostly trade? Is it a Forex pair or?
Gold and Euro USD.
Okay, so two very major instruments, lots of liquidity. Supply and demand works phenomenally well, especially in a very highly liquid market like Euro US dollar and gold. And you said you enter on a lower time frame. So which time frame do you use to actually analyze and find these supply and demand zones? So which time frame is that?
So I use the 1 hour for the direction to find out if the market is bullish or bearish. Then I go on to the 1 hour time frame to look for my entries. Sometimes I go to the 15 minutes time frame to get a better entry.
Okay, so good. So you analyze on the 1 hour, you look using the 1 hour, you see if it's, a bullish market, bearish market, ranging market, whatever it might be. And then you drop down to the 15-minute once you've identified, supply and demand zones. And when you're looking for these supply and demand zones, do you look for, because, if you were to look at a chart, especially on lower time frames, you could theoretically say, oh, here's a nut zone, here's a zone. There's so many of them. How do you identify which ones you're actually going to trade? Is it ones where prices reacted really quickly with momentum from them? Or how do you actually, choose, okay, once price gets to this zone, I'm going to buy or I'm going to sell?
So I actually mark out most key levels, then I
Hmm.
wait for price to react to one of them. When I see a good reaction and a change of character on the lower time frames, like 15 minutes time frame, then I look for my entries.
Very good. Very good. And do you use also like candlestick patterns, or is it?
Yeah, I just look for um change of character.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, very good. Very good. That's super interesting. And supply and demand, is a great strategy, especially if you know how to uh, use it properly, which clearly you do because your results are fantastic. Um, so we spoke a bit about your strategy, the instruments you trade, etc. When you started trading, did you go straight into prop trading or did you use your own capital?
Yeah, I'm actually trading my own capital right now.
Hmm.
Well, I just saw this competition last week. I actually
Okay.
had to sign up for the competition.
Very nice. And will you be using the 5K two-step Prime account?
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
be using it.
Awesome. Awesome. And is this the first time you've ever worked with a prop firm?
No, this is not my first time.
Hmm.
I actually had an account with another prop firm,
Hmm.
but I lost that account. That was last year.
Mm.
So ever since then, I've been trading my own personal funds.
Okay. Awesome. Well, sounds like you've since last year you've improved a lot in your trading, and I'm sure if you stick to your rules and your strategy and your risk management, uh, you won't lose this current account, and you'll if anything only scale it, and who knows how much. So really exciting times ahead. Um, I want to talk a bit about like trading psychology because strategy is only one half of the equation, obviously. The other half is managing your emotions, getting a good mind frame. How do you overcome the emotions when you're trading?
Okay, so for me to balance my emotions, I have to manage my risk.
Hmm.
So that way, I'm not feeling too afraid of taking a position because I know my risk is managed.
Yeah,
So I know at the end of the month, I'm going to come out positive.
yeah, awesome. And do you have like a really strict, like when you're entering a trade, do you have like a really strict risk reward? Is it like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, for example?
Yeah, I go for 1 to 3.
Very nice. Yeah. And how do you figure out, where your stop loss will be? Is it just market structure and below the supply and demand zones, or do you use like the ATR, or is there a particular way you figure out how you're going to set your stop loss?
Yeah, so my usual stop loss is 20 pips,
Hmm.
but I put my stop loss in an area where if price reaches that area, it's going to invalidate the trade.
Hmm. Okay. So you have like kind of almost a fixed stop loss to a certain degree, but it moves a bit depending on the structure of the market, which makes perfect sense. And it's working well for you. So that's awesome to hear. Um, we're going to move on a little bit. So we spoke about a bit about psychology, your strategy, etc. Um, let's talk a bit about some of the most memorable times or memorable trades you've ever had, good or bad. Was there, for example, ever a trade that was really good and it just made you feel on top of the world, or was there a trade that just completely hurt because it was really bad, but you learned a lot from it, for example?
Yeah, the trade was actually a bad trade,
Mm,
although I've had several good trades,
sure.
but the last funded account I had was a 50K with another prop firm that I
Very nice.
blew last year. It was like after I got funded, I lost the account like 2 days, in 2 days after passing the account.
Mm, that's got to be painful. And what mistake did you make in order to lose the account?
My I wasn't managing my emotions when I
Yeah.
was trading the live account. So
Mm,
I had to go back to the drawing board to learn how to manage my emotions when trading live funds. That's why I started trading my own personal funds.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's good that you recognize where you went wrong. I feel a lot of traders, they make mistakes and they keep making the same mistakes. They never stop and say, wait a second, I made an error here. I need to learn from it and make sure, I never do that again. One way I overcome that was I literally wrote down my rules for trading and I had it next to my computer every day when I traded, right in view. So I will never break those rules because they're in front of me. Do you have any like tricks like that, or is it just, in your mind, solid? Do you journal, for example, any of your trades or?
Yeah, I started journaling my trades
Mhm.
after I blew that account.
Yeah,
So, and I have my rules I follow, my criteria before taking a trade. So I actually look at them before taking a trade.
awesome. Awesome. And so you mentioned you trade euro, US dollar, and gold. Is there a
Yeah,
particular time of day that you feel is the best times to trade those two pairs?
yeah, I trade gold and Euro USD during the London session,
Hmm.
but I can hold my trades throughout till the New York session.
Very good. Very good. So you're basically a day trader, intraday trader. You hold maybe for a few hours each trade.
Yes,
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Have you ever tried scalping or going, swing trader where you hold for days? Have you ever tried that?
no,
No.
I figured out scalping is kind of, it's not my type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, some people, it depends on your character. And I always say this, the strategy you should pick, because people always ask, which strategy shall I follow? And I say, well, it depends on the type of character you are. If you're a very calm individual, very patient, and then swing trading is great, for example, because you just enter once and you can just let it run for days, maybe even weeks. If you're someone who likes, the rush of trading, then try scalping because you're in, out. It's very quick and it's quite adrenaline. If you're kind of in between, a kind of middle, then day trading is perfect. So yeah, it completely depends on your character, and it's good that you found the style that works for the type of person you are, which is very important. Because becoming a good trader, part of it is finding yourself almost.
Yeah,
Um, so I know you're very busy, so we're going to try wrap this up soon. I guess my last question would be: do you have any tips or advice to any new traders out there who want to be successful, want to be like you, who can pass challenges, make consistent profits in the market, etc.?
yeah. My advice to traders will be for them to find a strategy and stick with the strategy and not deviate from the strategy, even if they are taking losses.
Yeah.
Because most people jump from strategies to strategies to find the holy grail, which doesn't exist.
Yes. Well said. Well said. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. There is no holy grail. It,
Exactly.
it's all mathematical at the end of the day. Good risk reward, good psychology, and have an edge in the market, which is your strategy. And if you combine those three things together and stick to it, you will become successful. It's just there's usually something missing, and it's usually in people's minds more than anything. And they jump from strategy to strategy because they think this isn't working. There's got to be that holy grail. And like you said, there just isn't. And yeah, you got to focus on yourself. Well said. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Chidozi, thank you so much
Yeah,
for coming on, taking the time to speak with me today. Congratulations again. You did absolutely amazing. And I hope that the 5K two-step prime account is going to go a long way for you and, scale it up. And, well, we hope to see some great payouts coming your way very soon. So congratulations again.
yeah. Thank you for having me on the.
You're most welcome. And
Yeah,
guys, that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you for watching today's Ola's Trader Stories podcast with Chidozi. We'll be back again soon with more traders from all around the world who are passing challenges, beating the odds, and, well, doing well in the market. So you'll hear more from their stories very soon. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care.